Hello. The book I'm going to read to you today is Do You Know About Insects by Buffy Silverman. This is the title page, the table of contents. We're going to read that insects have 6 legs, insect bodies, how insects grow, where insects live, and we're going to match the mouths. There's a glossary and some other things like the index at the back of the book. Insects have a different way of laying eggs. Many of them lay eggs differently. Here we go. Insects have 6 legs. A Luna moth spreads his wings. He flies in the night. A tiny flea hops onto a dog. She sucks blood. Yuck. Moths and fleas are insects. A beetle is an insect too. How can you tell? Insects are animals with 6 legs. Look at the dragonfly and look at those legs. How many do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the other side. Look at those eyes. Those are big compound eyes. Insect bodies. Insect bodies have hard outer coverings called exoskeletons. They protect their bodies. The body of an adult insect has 3 main parts. The head is at the front, the thorax is in the middle, and the abdomen is at the end. Can you see the 3 main body parts on this wasp? I see the head with the antenna and the big old compound eyes. It's hard to see the thorax, but it's right here, and the wings are attached to the thorax. And here's the abdomen, the back part of the insect. A praying mantis has huge eyes on its head. It sees a crawling caterpillar. Watch out. The praying mantis eats the caterpillar. Praying mantis has those big old compound eyes and a lot of lenses in them, and they can see in many directions. A grasshopper waves the long, thin antennas on its head. It feels and smells with its antennas. You smell with your nose. It doesn't really have one. It has antennas. A grasshopper waves its antennas around to feel and smell. An insect's wings and legs are on its thorax. Insects use their wings and legs to move. A wasp's wings are part of the middle part of its body. This part is called the thorax, and it's right in here. And it's usually smaller than the abdomen, which is back here. Once again, there are the 6 legs. A tree hopper's thorax looks like a thorn. It helps the hopper hide on a plant stem. It's camouflage. Look at that. Look at that. It's hiding. Insects breathe through openings along the thorax and abdomen. Can you see the tiny openings on the cricket's body? That's where the insect breathes. You breathe with your nose and your lungs. That's how that insect breathes. The food that an insect eats is broken down in its abdomen, just like yours is broken down in your stomach and small intestine. Beware of the bee's stingers. It's on the end of its abdomen. Honeybees sting to keep animals away from their hives. The bee is about to sting someone. I certainly hope it's not you. Bee stings hurt. How insects grow. Here comes the egg part. This is the main reason I chose the book. Insects begin life as eggs. A katydid lays eggs through a tube on its abdomen. This leaf, katydid, is laying eggs on a log. I wonder how come it's called a katydid instead of a Peyton did, or a William did, or a Briggs did, or a Brooks did. I don't really get that part. Ants take care of eggs in an underground nest. Look at all those eggs. They're white and they look a little bit squishy. Not at all like a chicken egg, because eggs are different. This is my favorite picture in the book because it shows a water bug with eggs on its back. A giant water bug lays eggs on her mate's back. He carries the eggs until they hatch. That's the daddy water bug carrying those eggs. Sometimes the daddies take care of the eggs. Nymphs hatch from the water bug eggs. Nymphs look like their parents, but they have no wings. This dragonfly nymph lives in a pond. It has no wings, but it can crawl around underwater. When it grows up, it'll be able to have wings and fly away. Cricket nymphs hop in a field. They eat lots of plants. The nymphs grow bigger. This is a snowy tree cricket, and it's eating plants to help it grow. But the nymph's exoskeleton cannot grow. The nymphs shed their skeletons and grow new ones. Then they become adults. Cricket nymphs shed their outer covering 7 times or more. Sometimes we see these on the ground. I especially see cicada coverings or exoskeletons. Exoskeleton means outside of the body. Your skeleton is inside the body. Many insects grow in a different way. They look like worms when they hatch. They're called larvae. These larvae grow in a nest made of wax. They grow into bumblebees. Insects lay eggs where their larvae will find food. This is a ladybug laying eggs on a leaf. Soon the larvae will hatch from the eggs. Do you think they're going to eat those leaves as they're growing? Maybe so. That's why the mother lays the eggs there, so they have food to eat. Larvae eat and eat. They eat all the time. They grow fast. They shed their skeleton many times, and then they become a pupa. Pupas grow and change inside a hard case. They come out of the case when they are adults. Then they have wings. The female can lay eggs. Bumblebee pupa grow inside their cases. Those are going to be bumblebees. Wow, they do some changing. Insects live almost everywhere on Earth. Millions of different insects live in the forest. Caterpillars munch on tree leaves in the rainforest. This caterpillar is going to become a moth someday. Honeypot ants live in the desert. These ants get extra food. When food is hard to find, they will feed their nest mates. The abdomens of honeypot ants swell with food. Look how big that thing is getting. Wow, that's going to be big. How do these beetles live in the cold? Special chemicals inside their body keep them from freezing. This red bark beetle can live through freezing winters in Alaska. Ooh, this picture was taken in Alaska. That's a long way from Texas. Where can you find insects? Fireflies light up the night in the meadows. These are some of my favorite insects. I used to catch them when I was a little girl and put them inside a jar. I don't know if that was very nice, but I sure like the way they lit up. Match the mouths. Okay, we've got a dragonfly nymph, a paper wasp, a butterfly, and a housefly. Look at this one. This insect shoots out its mouth. Watch it catch a fish. Well, it must be a fish. It's gonna eat a fish, so it has to be in the water. I wonder which one of these could it be? Here's number 2. This insect's mouth looks like a sponge. It soaks up spilled juice. Spilled juice. I wonder which one soaks up spilled juice. Number 3, this insect sips nectar from flowers. From flowers. Which one of these would you see on flowers? Number 4. This insect chews other insects and feeds them to its young. Which one would it be? Well, number 1, this insect shoots out its mouth. Watch it catch a fish. Oh, that has to be the dragonfly nymph, because look at that fish. And number 2, this insect's mouth is like a sponge and soaks up spilled juice. That has to be a housefly. We don't like them because they sort of spread germs, but here it is soaking up spilled juice. Number 3, this one sips nectar from flowers. Well, it has to be a butterfly because there it is on top of a flower. And it sort of rolls out its mouth and sucks up the juice. This one chews other insects and feeds on them. That's the wasp, because you may have seen it do that. I hope you enjoyed this book. We're going to be studying a little bit about insects, their eggs, and some of their other special habits. See you real soon. Bye.